Welcome to the new boats review. Okay, so the new boats is going to be out around the 30th of the month, by the end of the month, and we have some interesting cars. I want to talk first about Star Setup. This is going to be a really good archetype or an engine for the game, and it's pretty strong, pretty busted. You can draw like 2 or 3 cards with the combo. Yeah, we have Star Setup Sector. When this card is normal or special summon, you can add and Star Setup monster from the deck to your hand. And it's a monster that was summoned using 3 or more monsters, including this card, automatically gain this effect. When it's summoned, you can target one other card on the field and destroy it. And if you do, you draw a card. So yeah, you probably summoning Deltaros with this, so you can pop a card. Your opponent cannot respond because Deltaros prevents that. Yeah, and on top you are also running the share starts at sovereignty. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that. So this card works pretty well with Scepter. If you normal summon Scepter and you already have this card in the hand, you can special summon this card. Then in the same chain you are going to search for another chair. You already are going to draw one card of this chair. Then you are going to summon the second chair. You just search and draw another card. So that's 3 cards in the draw. I will show the combo in a bit. Of one normal summon, you can draw 3 and summon a Delteros that will pop a card on summon because it will gain that effect. And on top of that, he still has his own pop effect. So that's two cards that you can destroy. Meaning you can maybe blend this with Satellar Knights, maybe in a 30 card deck. I don't know, maybe it's too tight. Back in the day, this was used with them, also with Shadows. So yeah, you can splash this engine in not only in Satellar Knight, in pretty much any deck that you want to speed up. So it's pretty good. Now we have also received more Noble Knight support. Noble Knights are really doing good. They are at tier 2 at the moment. And we have this card, Noble Knight Eshtart. Pretty interesting card for me. You know, you can summon it from the dead with Marudart or the Trap, and it facilitates the rank 5. See, this card will be good for the grind game. You know, you can revive it from the graveyard, banishing 2 Noble Knight monsters. Also, an Etsi monster that's or a synchro, because they have a synchro that it's summoned using this card as material. His effects cannot be negated, so I'm guessing you cannot finish shining. Or also, you can activate cards and effects when that monster is summoned, meaning no floodgate. That's pretty good. Although, I mean, with this, Canada will gain even more popularity due to the fact that, I mean, Delteros will prevent the floodgate, and so it will edge start. however you pronounce that. That's pretty good. Oh, you can also special summon this guy from the hand. But the bad thing about this guy is that maybe it will become a brick when you play Noble Knights and you run balance in a 30 card deck. You're either drawing two monsters or one monster and two spells. So if you happen to draw only a monster and this is the only monster you draw, I mean, you pretty much skip your turn because you have no play. You cannot even normal summon it. But I think it's going to be very good to for the grind game because I mean this the new support doesn't change things from Noble Knights in the fact that they still lose to Karma Code. But now in the grind game are going to be very strong with this cartoon. Next we have Noble Knight Pelinor. Uh, many are saying this guy is going to replace Tristan, but I don't think so. I mean, you can target one Noble Arm equipped spell equipped to discard and one face-out monster your opponent controls and destroy both of them, then draw a card. This card cannot attack for the rest of this turn. Okay, this is not mandatory like Tristan, so that's the and you draw a card. That's the only thing that's very good. But unlike Tristan, for example, if you summon Tristan in the opponent's turn, he he's going to do two things. One, he's going to protect the Noble Knight because your opponent has to attack him first. And two, if your Noble Knight dies and the equip spell are going to trigger in the graveyard, you can re-equip those to Tristan and he will pop a face-up card your opponent controls, regardless of the turn it was summoned in. You know, Pellinor cannot do that because Pellinor is a trigger effect that you will have to do in your turn. Unlike Druisen, that's a mandatory effect that will happen in both players' turns. So yeah, drawing a card is good, but I don't think he's going to replace Dristan because Dristan just is so much better. It does more more crucial things than this guy. Or maybe people will start running they bot, but I don't think so. They will try it maybe for the first week, they will drop him because the reason is just better. We also have a very good sea monster for Noble Knights, Sacred Noble Knight of King Kustenin. Two or more level 4 Noble Knight monsters. So you can detach any number of materials from this card, then target that many cards your opponent controls and return them to the hand. And if this card is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a Noble Knight sea monster from your extra deck. So that's pretty good and attach this monster as material. And this is treated as an exit summon. So that's very good. So this card is going to be really good. Again, it will be improving more, even more the grind game of Noble Knight. I mean, because since he does not attach the Noble Knights equips like the rank 5 or the rank 4, mm, maybe he will not be a turn 1 player. Yeah, I mean, unless you break a lot, but I don't think so. So he will be not a turn 1 play, but you can use him later on in the third or fourth turn. And this card will make the Invoke Neos Fit Winda matchup a lot easier because you can bounce back the Winda or or the set Invoker if you don't have access to the rank 5. And on top of that, he will float into another Etsy from the extra deck. And that Etsy, since it was Etsy summon, it will be able to re-equip the spells from the graveyard. I mean, unless the rank 5 miss timing, because he can miss the timing. So that's pretty interesting, pretty good. Noble Knights are going to be tier 1 shortly. Maybe they will really destroy the Desperado with this even more, because now later on they won't even be triggering Desperado, because they can just bounce back the Dark Machine and Desperado will be doing nothing. So yeah, that's pretty good. Next we have Heretics. This is pretty interesting, maybe for the future and not right now. Yeah, because these cards, mm, maybe they will not, they don't have the necessary ranked seats to work that well. While we have a rank 8, this monster will be abused by Blue Eyes, not them. This is Heraclid Sun Dragon Overlord of Heliopolis. You can touch any number of matter. You can detach one Etsy material from this card, tribute any number of monsters from your hand and or your side of the field, one at minimum, then destroy an equal number of cards on the field. It does not target. You, you can tribute the the stones from Blue Eyes and summon the Blue Eyes during the end phase. So that's pretty strong. Plus, the Blue Eyes will be getting an structure deck next year, I mean, like 3 weeks. They will be receiving the Fusion, the Twin Dragon, and a copy also of the alternative dragon, meaning summoning this will be even easier. So, Heracles, if only your opponent control a monster, you can special summon this. It cannot attack, and when this card is tribute, you can special summon a normal dragon monster from your deck, hand, graveyard. But make is attack and defense 0. That's okay. They have a normal vanilla monster level 8 that they can use, but that's just a brick. Unlike Blue Eyes, I mean, if Blue Eyes break, imagine this, guys. So I don't see them doing nothing too relevant for now. They had some consistency thanks to Heracles Seal of Convocation. Add one erratic monster from your deck to your hand. So yeah, the next card is Rescue Rabbit. A very good card for the TCG used in Dino Rabbit, but we don't have the exist that Dino Rabbit had back then. That was Dolga. I can remember the other guy. Dolga negates special summons and spell cards and traps, and the other guy just negates monster effects, but it's not once per turn, so you can negate multiple monster effects in the same turn. But I don't think I don't remember the names. We can use them here in for Evil Swarm. So Evil Swarm, they run a vanilla monster, but since Duel Links work with 20 card decks, they are most likely drawing those too, so you can break. Maybe you can do a 30 card deck, but we'll see. Kage Tokage is really good too. I say you can run 2 of these for rank 4 decks, maybe in Gaga Gaga or a rank 4 spam deck will be using this. It's really cute, really nice. So, and we got the Constellars. We had Polus. The Constellars are basically the light counterpart of Evil's one. So we have Polus that is like Elder. You can normal summon again another Constellar monster. We have Chaos that let you um, use level reduction or level augmentation twice per turn. This is mostly for summoning um, Pleiades, but we don't have that. The rank 5 see that they have that can bounce back cards to the hand during both players' turn. That's really good, but we don't have it yet. So I don't see it happening. The Consular Omega is also really good. It can be used in other level light level 4 strategies that can summon it. I say that Consular might be using this one soon, along with the Star Seraph and Delteros. And we have Telar Knight, uh, Baltamius. See, this is pretty good. You can basically discard a card from your hand to summon a constellar monster from your extra deck on top of this, ranking up. So you can summon the Delteros. See? Um, so yeah, we this card will become better in the future when we have the other constellar sea monster that it's the actual broken one. It's like a hate grenade, but for all cards on the field, it will bounce back everything back to the hand, and it can rip a card from the hand from the opponent, detaching one material. So you, but it costs 3 monsters. But with this, you can just see into this and use his effect to go into the other monsters. But we don't have that one yet, so it's going to be in the future. And we have the Hieratic Dragon Kit of King of Atum. This card also will be better, but in the future. The DCG was mostly used with Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon to summon it from the deck and loop the Red Eyes monster because the Red Eyes can revive a dragon from your graveyard or summon it from the hand. No, this is from the graveyard only. And it was not once per turn, but I mean, nowadays that card got an errata, so it's different. But there is no good rank seats decks now. Maybe the hierarchies themselves, but what what are they summoning from the deck? I mean, Constellar, Pitulemi, Plotemeus, something like that. You can bounce back a card from your graveyard or the field to the hand of the owner. You can even use your own graveyard and bounce back a card from there to your hand. This card was used back in the day with the Evil Gishki rituals, for a loop, for a hand loop. Now in Duel Links we don't have that. Also, it's a 2 level 6 monster of ranked 6. Maybe these guys, I don't think they can use them easily too. And we have Gaia Dragon, the Thunder Charger. A really good monster. You can special summon him by using a rank 5 or 6 monster, and you can transfer his material to this. So nobody is summoning this using 2 level 7 monster, maybe Dark Magician. But for example, in Noble Knights, if somehow the rank 5 is in trouble, get finished chained, or something happened to him, maybe he's running out of materials and have no spells equipped to him, you can put this on top and attack for gain. It can even make piercing damage. So maybe the opponent has a window set in there and they are low on life points and you can attack over it. Yeah, something like that. And we have this guy, the Sky Prison number 68, 2 level 8 monster again for blue eyes. Gain 100 attack and defense for each monster in the graveyard in both players. And once per turn, you can detach a material from this card until the end of your opponent's next turn. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects. Also, neither player can special summon monsters from the graveyard. So it worked kind of like a weaker version of Seal Tones, the skill from Nishizu. Mm, For graveyard based deck, that might be something to look for. I mean, no, imagine Blue Eyes using this versus maybe I don't know Witchcrafter. They can revive Madame, yeah, or something like that. So that might be good. Although Blue Eyes already had a very good matchup versus Witchcrafters, so it's not that it mattered that much. But yeah, these are the cards that I thought were interesting from the bots. The cover card Utopia Ray, that this is just a joke. I mean, you need 3 level 4 like monster, or you can use the original Utopia and put it on top. So you can detach a material from this card. This card gain 500 attack, and one monster your opponent controls loses 1000 attack. But you can only use this if you have 1000 life points or less. So that's very situational. You can run it as, I mean, yeah, you can run it if you use Utopia in the extra deck and use them in some kind of situation, but most of the time maybe you are not really doing that. There are better options, so I wouldn't bother. So yeah, this is the rest of the bots are not that interesting. There is digital bots, but I don't think those cars are going to be good. So I don't even bother on reviewing that. So that's it, guys. That's the review for the bots. This is really nice because I mean the meta might change with this, not drastically, but it's going to be a change because pretty sure star setup is going to be in the meta. Maybe making Satellar Knights meta. And the deck on top will be Noble Knights. Noble Knights with Blue Eyes, with the structure. Those are the three decks that I think are going to be on top of the meta for the next year. So yeah, watch out for it. These cards. At least the star setups are really good. Oh, on the Legionnaire, I mean, this card is not 100% confirmed, but most likely it will be there. Since we have Stratos and Infinity Chains in the later boxes. So yeah, so that's it, guys. Take care.